feel like I've answered this question already. Hello, and welcome to my Author Newbie Tag. A couple videos too late, but that's fine. I'm avoiding doing some writing today, so I figured I'd start with this and maybe it'll get me in the mood. So here we go. Question number 1. What is your book's pitch? If you have multiple works, choose your favorite. I have one book, really. Right now it's called In Cursed Shadow. It is the story of Rowan Cedergren. Rowan lost her life in her small town of Chillery. Or rather she would if children weren't going missing every few nights. When Rowan thinks that she has the chance to stop the disappearances, she takes it, but she fails and brings the wrath of a powerful witch named Isadora Crane down upon her family in the process. The witch curses her family, and her heroic act has only made things worse. Now she must team up with Bather Bane, a hot-headed dragon with a curse of his own and little love of humanity, to undo what she has done. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but that's the story of good old Rowan and Bather, who I love very much with my whole heart. Question number 2. If you were a book, how would you pitch yourself? You know, that pitch has changed a lot this year because things are different. But oh God. Oh, that's a hard question to answer in 2020 when no one knows what the fuck is gonna happen. Terry Coble had her life finally together. She was finally happy, pursuing her dreams in California. When the world went to shit? I don't know. Guys, this is a hard question in 2020. I'm gonna skip it, and you guys can hold me to it that we will come back to it later when the world is right. Okay? Okay. What do I usually write is question number 3. I usually write either sci-fi, fantasy, sort of genre stuff. I never really write anything that is straight fiction. It has to have either magical twist or a sci-fi twist. Otherwise, I don't want it. What is something I will never write? For question number 4. I'm not gonna say that I will never write straight like fiction or straight comedy or drama, because never say never. I probably won't write like really dark horror. Like, I'm not a horror person. I might write like you know, supernatural horror. I think that stuff's kind of fun, but like it's never gonna be dark or scary because that's not the kind of person I am. That's pretty much it. I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't write like a western, or I wouldn't write, you know, a historical drama, because those are things I could see myself writing someday, maybe. It probably wouldn't be a straight western or a straight historical drama. It might be a straight historical drama. That's just a lot of research, and I'm a very impatient person. Question number 5. What's your goal for starting a Authortube channel? Keep myself accountable and keep myself motivated to write. I think it will be interesting to sort of track and see how I do. I'm gonna try to be as honest as possible on this channel about what I write and how much I'm writing, because I don't know, I have the tendency of when people ask me like, how's the writing going, what's going on, I tell like not huge lies but like little white lies of like, yeah, I'm almost done with the script, when like you know, have 20 more pages to write, or yeah, I just have this one scene to edit, when really I have like 4 scenes to edit. And I don't want to do that here on this channel. I want to use this channel to keep myself accountable and be honest with myself and with whoever's watching on the genuine progress that I'm making. Plus, I really want to meet other writers, and this seems like a nice community of people. I want to be able to get feedback on my stories and help give feedback to other people, although I'm very bad at that. Not the giving feedback. When I do give feedback, I feel like it's good feedback. I just take forever to give it, or I forget it entirely that I'm supposed to be doing that thing. Question number 6. What made you want to start writing? Okay. Short answer, Doctor Who. Long answer, when I was younger, I was bullied a lot. I had kind of a tough time, and I wouldn't stick up for myself, but I watched Doctor Who, and if anyone talked shit about my favorite show, I would tell them off. Wouldn't defend myself, but I would defend Doctor Who to the last. And I became a different person because of that show and so many other shows that I watched. And I realized that good writing affects people's lives immensely, and good television in particularly. Because I am trying first and foremost to be a television writer, but that's a slower and more complicated process than trying to be an author. Surprise, surprise. Good storytelling affects people's lives in a way that sometimes we can't fathom, and I want to do for someone else what shows like Doctor Who and Lucifer and Critical Role and Supernatural even did for me. Like, they brought me friends, they gave me confidence, they, brought me joy in times when I didn't have it on my own. And then that's what I want to do for other people. What is your publishing path? Self-publishing, traditional, published, hybrid, blah, 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 blah. I would love someday to be traditionally published. That's, the hope, the dream. I don't know about self-publishing. I haven't really looked into it a whole bunch. Because I'm trying to do so much of so many other things, so many different writing genres. Like, I'm really interested in writing role-playing games. I think that'd be something that's incredibly cool. Because I love Dungeons and Dragons, and it's another, going back to what I just said, is like, it shaped my life in such an interesting way that I want to, add to the role-playing games that are out there in the world and stuff like that. I'm also focusing on television and, a billion other things, so that, like, just to make my life easier and everything simpler. Right now, I'm aiming just for traditional publishing, because that's a very simple path in my brain. Like, you write, you query, and then maybe you get published. I'm not gonna not try to publish short stories on different things and stuff, but for actual novels, I think. What content do you bring to the Authortube table? Question number 8. Well, I just said that I want to try writing things that, aren't just books and short stories, and I feel like there's a lot of that in the Authortube space, because, that's mainly what being an author means. But I want to write other things, like role-playing games and television and, a million other things. Audio dramas. I'm a huge fan of Big Finish and the work that they do, and I would love to write audio dramas someday. Comic books. Literally everything. I'm never gonna just want to be one kind of writer. I will try writing everything, and I will take you guys along with me. Question number 9. What is your biggest struggle writing? Couple things. I'm notoriously an underwriter, so when I do write, I usually end up under where I want it to be, and then I have to add things, and that's a slower process. And it doesn't matter what kind of thing I'm writing. Like, if I'm writing a short story, it will come out shorter than I want it. If I'm writing a novel, I will have all the ideas for the novel, but then the novel will be shorter than it's supposed to be. I think I'm a very concise writer, and I get everything out that I want to be in it, and then I go, this is not the length it's technically supposed to be, which is a little frustrating. So that, and also, I suffer from anxiety and depression sometimes, and that affects how you feel about writing most days. And sometimes you just don't want to do it. Sometimes it's the greatest thing to do, and that's all you want to do. But sometimes it's not. Sometimes I just lack the motivation to do it. It comes and goes in waves, and that's another reason why I want to do Authortube more often, because I think it will be more of a motivation to write at least a little bit every day. But I also believe that even if you're not physically writing things down, you are still writing. Like, I'm writing every day, but I just never write things down. Things happen in my head all the time. Not all of them are worth writing down, so I don't. But those I guess are some of my biggest writing struggles: lack of motivation and underwriting. What is your biggest writing skill? On to the positive end of the spectrum with question number 10. Biggest writing skill. I think my biggest writing skill is not being afraid to write something that's a little out there or a harder concept to grasp. For example, I was working on a script where God decides not necessarily to retire, but he has a bit of a mid-existence crisis and moves to a small town in Colorado and becomes the #1 suspect in a murder. And I pitched that to someone and they were like, that sounds hard. That sounds like it has to be written perfect or it's not gonna work. And I was, dejected for like a hot second, and then I said, you know what, screw that. I'm gonna try. If I don't try, I'm like, who else is gonna write it? It's my idea. I'm not gonna give it to someone else to write. I think the most out there ideas are often the most fun. So, and another thing. This is one of my things that I am most proud of whenever I write. And I don't know why, because it's just something that someone should be doing when they're writing all the time, which is pansexual until proven otherwise. All of my characters are, unless like I look at the character and I'm like, you are 100% straight. You are the straightest of straight. Or I look at someone and I'm like, you're asexual. You don't want any of it. That's fine. But like, unless I go into it with a specific idea of like, this person is gonna end up with this person, and I've decided that off the bat, I am never, it's more with my television writing and things that like will go out into the world and fans will have time to react to them before the next sort of chunk of the story comes out. So if I write a series, or if I start a television show, or however, whatever, comic, etc., I put something out into the world and sort of leave it up to fate of like, if the fans or people who are reading it interpret the story one way and see these two characters together that I had never pictured, well, no harm to me. They were pansexual the whole time. Cool, they can be together, that's fine. So that. Choose between questions 11 and 12. If you've been on YouTube for a while, what's your best Authortube tip? I have not been on Authortube for a while. There was a stint where I was on the YouTubes. We're not going to go back to those dark times. If you are new to Authortube, what's your biggest Authortube question? For those people who write every day and have a schedule, how do you do it? Like, I want people to give me feedback. How do I get feedback for things? I don't know, what kinds of videos do people want to see? I have 1,000 questions. Asking you what one question is not gonna go well. I'm just excited to be here, guys. Question number 13. Are you looking for any new channels to follow? Betas, critique partners, that's what CP means. I'm learning. Or other types of writer buddies. If so, tell us who you're looking for and connect with them in the comments. I would, anybody. If there's people who want to talk about writing television, if they have no idea what it is, I would love to help them out that way. And likewise, if you have any tips for me, I would love critique partners. I think that'd be really cool. But like I said earlier in the video, be prepared. It will take me a while to get back to you because I am the slowest person in the world. I would love to like help. I know there's some like live write-ins and stuff. At some point I would love to host live write-ins on this channel for people. But if anyone wants like a co-host for like a live write-in, that'd be something really cool I'd love to do. And all of it. Yes to all. Number 14! What are you most excited for during this new fresh start on Authortube? All of it. The answer is all of it. I want to have a good time, and I want to be motivated, and I want to make friends. I have like one writer friend out in California, which is where I normally live. This is Illinois. This is my parents' house. Because pandemic, all 3 of my jobs said goodbye, and there was no point in me sticking around and being stressed in Los Angeles, which is, you know, one of the not worst places to be, but it is. It's one of the highest places of coronavirus. But so I came home to Illinois to spend time with my family and sort of just be here. But back in California, I have like one writer friend, maybe 2. If I'm being generous, and one of them is my roommate. So, you know, that's it. That's all I got, and I would love some more. So, you know, that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this very rambly Authortube tag. That's something you will learn about me, that I like to go on tangents. If you liked this video, subscribe or click the like button or whatever, I don't know, hit the bell. It's your life, do what you want. I'll see you next video.